Dear student, once again you are welcome to my channel Math Success Point, and we are discussing the different topics in mathematics of related with the class 12. Today I will discuss the very important topic, that is the given function will be differentiable at a particular point or not. It is a very important topic because frequently you use this topic in different chapters, in different subjects. Here, if you will solve some questions related with the differentiability of the function at a particular point, you will understand easily the maxima and minima of the different functions, whether the function will be maximum or minimum, or whether the function will be differentiable at that particular point or not. Okay, let me take first of all the easiest question, which discuss whose property discussed in the previous video. Let me take by taking the chain rule in the beginning. Question: differentiate the function I am taking. You are very much familiar from this function, cos and sin. Then bracket, in place of theta, that is given sin. Dear student, it is a very important function for 1 mark. And you will have to try and find out its differentiation. The function, if you want to denote it by fx, you can denote. That depends upon you. You can take in place of fx y also, cos and sin. Okay, getting the differentiation of this function, it will be equal to d upon dx cos, and in place of theta is given sin x. First of all, you will have to differentiate cos x, means cos theta. In place of theta is sin x, cos theta, and differentiation of cos theta is minus sin theta. I told you, whenever the co comes in the trigonometrical functions, then its differentiation will be in negative form. I have just given this concept so that you will remember. You will not forget at the time of getting the solution of the questions. Okay, it will be minus sin. Once again, by using the chain rule, you will have to differentiate sin x. Differentiation of cos x, in place of x is sin, or theta in place of theta, that is sin x. And once again, you will have to differentiate sin x. It will be equal to sin and sin x. Yes, differentiation of sin x is cos x. This is the differentiation of it. Very simple. But now I am going to start, my dear student. I have reviewed this procedure, chain rule, as I discussed in my previous video, so that you must practice the questions related with the chain rule, because frequently we will use to find out the solution in the differential calculus. My dear student, today that is a very important topic which I am just going to start, and before starting that topic, I request to all of you, you like my channel as well as subscribe the channel, like my videos, subscribe my channel, so that it will inspire me, it will motivate me, and you will also be benefited. If I will be motivated, then you will be benefited. I will collect the very important, the questions from different corners, so that you will be benefited. Okay, the function is given, suppose, and it is given in the examination, then you prove whether this function is differentiable or not. Okay, let me take that condition. Very important thing, the function is differentiable or not. You must have to keep in mind the property, as I told you. Without the property, nothing can be done. Without the formula, nothing can be done. And once you practice, remember the formula, then you can make the solution easy. The function fx, any kind of function may be there. It may be trigonometrical function, algebraic function, exponential function, logarithmic function, and so on. Let fx be a function. This is the function is differentiable. Is differentiable at what point? You can take any point. At a point, I am taking in general the point C. Point C. At C point you will have to see whether the function is differentiable or not. What function? Fx. Dear student, you must have to keep in mind only one formula, which I am just going to give you over here. Differentiation, if left hand derivative will be equal to the right hand derivative of the function fx at what point? C point. Then the function will be differentiable. Otherwise, no, function will not be differentiable. What is that? Let me take its formula. I am going to write right hand derivative. Right hand derivative at x is equal to c. What will be that one? Limit x. Right hand derivative is c. How you write? C plus. C plus. That is right hand derivative. Suppose you take 1 and you add it 0.5. It will be equal to 1.5. This is the right part of it. And left hand derivative left of 1. If you subtract 1 minus 0.5, then it will be equal to what? 0.5. It will be the left side. It will be the left side. Left side of 1. 0.5 we have taken in the right side of 1, and 1 you can take in the left side of 1. That will be the left hand derivative. In the right side, that will be the right hand derivative. Or in the left hand side of 1, that will be the left hand derivative. At what point? 1. If both will be equal, then the function will be differentiable. Easily you can check it. What is that? Fx minus fc and x minus c. Similarly, we will take left hand derivative at x is equal to c. See, what will be the left hand derivative? Similarly, which I told you, I have given this example, x tends to c negative of minus fc divided by x minus c. If both are equal, if left hand derivative will be equal to right hand derivative, then the function will be differentiable, fx will be differentiable at what point? C. I think you understand this concept clearly, because I am going to take some important questions related with this function or differentiability of the function at C. Let me take the question which is very important question and generally asked in the examination. Let me remove this one, student, because my space is not the sufficient. I am going to write the question so that the students see the question, so that the function, I am taking very important question which generally you avoid, is not differentiable. Differentiable at x is equal to 0. Generally, you avoid such questions, but these are meant for competitive examination. Very important question for your competitive examination as well as for your forthcoming examination of mathematics. That is why you will have to see similar kind of thing I will take just before I discuss with you, and you will have to take the condition. See, first of all I am going to take right hand derivative. Right hand derivative at x is equal to 0. Similar kind of thing I will take. Right hand derivative x tends to 0. Same thing plus, as I told you, 0. Right hand derivative will be 0 plus something. And fx minus f0 upon x minus 0. Wherever it is c, you put 0 only. Wherever it is c. Dear student, I will start my procedure, which is a very, very important, and the same procedure you will have to use in maximum number of questions of the similar type. Put x will be equal to 0. It is not. Actually, x tends to 0 plus. X tends to 0 means it will not be equal to 0. Either it may be less than 0 or greater than 0. But it is not equal to 0. X tends to 0. This is the meaning of this limit. That is why plus this I want to put over here 0 plus h. H that is very, very small. If x tends to 0, then in place of x will write 0, then h tends to 0. You see, if x tends to 0, in place of x we will write 0. And 0 in the left side there will be 0. 0 plus s means h tends to 0. Okay, let me take limit h tends to 0. In place of x you write 0 plus h and minus f0 and 0 plus h minus 0. Dear student, I am writing a very, very important step. I have given these steps so that you will understand the procedure. In other questions, you can apply the similar kind of procedure. F, H. Otherwise, in this question, you can write the things directly. Okay. Substitute the value of the function. H tends to 0. Fx is what? Fx is absolute value of x. Absolute value of x, you see. In place of x, you write h, then it will be h. And absolute value of 0 divided by h. See, I am just going to write limit h tends to 0. Absolute value of h, that is h upon h, that will be equal to 1. Limit h tends to 0, 1 will be equal to, take the limit, and it is free from, this function is free from h. That is why its value will be 1. Its value will be 1. Now, I will take the next derivative. What is the next derivative? Left hand derivative at the same point. Similar kind of calculation. I will not change the much in this question. See, I am going to take the left hand derivative. Left hand derivative at the same point. In place of plus sign, you will write the minus sign, as I told you. And similar kind of thing here also. 0 minus h. 0 minus h. Here also you will take 0 minus h. And 0 minus h. Dear student, I am not changing much. It is negative only. It will also be negative. Only you will have to put negative. Here is also negative. And absolute value of negative numbers will be positive. It will be negative. It will be minus 1. Its value is minus 1. With the same calculation, I did not change much. If you got the right hand derivative, Only by changing the sign you can get its value. Value of the left hand derivative. My dear student, you tell me whether left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. No. Right hand derivative 1 and left hand derivative -1. That is why the function is not differentiable. What function? Absolute value of x is not differentiable at 0. You can write here now. What will be the answer for this question? I am going to write it. And one more similar question I will take just now. Dear student, right hand derivative at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0 does not equal to left hand derivative at x is equal to 0. For this function, absolute value of x. That is why this is not fx, therefore fx is not differentiable. Is not differentiable. Dear student, in the simplest way I explain the solution of this question. I think you will be very much convenient, that will be for you, so that you will understand. One more thing I want to tell you. Being the student of class 12, try to understand the question, what is given in the question, and the solution also, what will be the solution. That is why I am giving you the solution of the questions in English language. I think all of you will be comfortable to understand the English language. क्योंकि ज़्यादातर स्टूडेंट का मैंने देखा है 12th में जब आ जाते हैं तो इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज वो समझ लेते हैं। सबसे पहले तो क्वेश्चन को समझना बहुत जरूरी होता है, उसके बाद ही तो सॉल्यूशन निकालेंगे। इसलिए सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन को पढ़िए, स्टेप वाइज वर्क करके चलिए, ऑटोमेटिकली आपका सॉल्यूशन निकालेगा। It is my sincere advice to all of you. Let me take that one more question, which is very important, very important. I think you got the procedure, similar kind of procedure I am just going to take. And this question generally, because I have seen during my last 37 years of service, such questions the student try to neglect. Only the 5% student, 5 or hardly 10% student, they solve the such questions. Okay, let me take the question which is very important for you, and in future it will be beneficial for you. Question, you write, prove that the greatest integer function, such questions also the student avoid to solve. Define y, fx is equal to greatest integer function. But think that this function should be in between 0 and 3. Is not differentiable. At x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. Similar kind of question which just before I discussed with you, the absolute value of x. At 0, here you will discuss, first of all you will take the point 1. Let me take the point. Solution. At x is equal to 1. Let me see whether this given function, greater integer function, is differentiable or not. What thing you will use? Similar kind of formula you will use which just before I told you. Let me take the left hand derivative. Okay, let me write here this one, because you may get the differentiation. F dash c will be equal to limit x tends to c x tends to c, f, x minus fc and x minus c. This is the formula, and by using that one, let me take the right hand derivative at x is equal to 1. What will be the right hand derivative? Limit x tends to 1 positive, that will be the right hand limit, and fx minus f1, because 1 point is there, and x minus 1. Okay, similar kind of thing, put in place of x, because I told you x tends to 1, it is not equal to 1. Either it may be greater than 1 or it may be less than 1. That is the meaning of this limit. You have studied properly in the previous classes. Put x is equal to 1 plus h. If x tends to 1, then 1 will happen in place of x, you will write 1. And 1 you take from right side to left side, 1 minus 1 is 0, h tends to 0. Okay, let me take limit h tends to 0. In place of x, you will write 1. 1 plus h. 1 plus h minus f1 upon. You take in place of x, you will take 1 plus h minus 1. Okay. Limit h tends to 0. In place of this one, f1 plus h, you take in place of x, you write 1 plus h. Here also you will write 1 plus h. 1 plus h minus 1. In place of x, you will write 1. Okay. 1 will be cancelled by 1 divided by h. Very simplest way. It is the symbol of greatest integer, and its value will be less than or equal to x. Its value will be less than or equal to x. I discussed the several times in my previous videos. The value of greatest integer will be less than or equal to x के इक्वल भी हो सकती है या फिर x से लेस देन होगी, x से ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकती. Okay, then 1 plus h that is very small, that may not be equal to 1 or 2, whatever it is. तो 1 से ज़्यादा है ना, इसकी वैल्यू कितनी हो जाएगी? 1. That is why you take limit h tends to 0, its value is 1 and minus 1 upon h. It will be 0, h tends to 0, and 0 upon h. 0 upon h. Dear student, you see, its value will be 0. Because 0 will be divided by anyone, that will be equal to 0. Similar kind of thing, let me take the left hand derivative of the function. Left hand derivative. What will be the left hand derivative? Let me check it. Same thing I will take. Left, here I will put the left hand derivative. At what? 1. As I told you, you put only the negative sign. Okay? And here it will be negative. See carefully. Rest it will remain as it is. You see how much it is simple. Minus, here will also be negative. 1 will be cancelled by 1. S similar kind of thing. Here also you take negative sign. And my dear student, you see 1 minus h, that is very small, but you will have to subtract from 1. And that, what will be the integral value then? 0. Before 1, there will be 0 value. Its value will be 0. Its value will be 0. Its value will be, then its value will be minus 1 by h. And take the limit. H tends to 0. H tends to 0 means, what does it mean? Minus 1 upon 0. And it will be infinite. Infinite means not defined. Not defined. Don't write this symbol, you write not defined. We cannot define it. Very important thing. That is why what he will say? Function at 1 is not differentiable. Function is not differentiable at 1. Because you can write now left hand derivative doesn't equal to right hand derivative. Left hand derivative, it is not equal to right hand derivative. Right hand derivative at x is equal to 1. So fx is equal to greatest integer function is not differentiable. Is not differentiable at x is equal to. It is not differentiable. There is it. I do hope that similarly you can check whether it is differentiable at 2 or not. Similar steps will be there. My dear student, I think you can do this thing. I am just going to provide you the homework. You will have to check at 2 whether the function is differentiable or not. The second thing. Okay, because similar kind of thing will be there and you will check. Let me take another question which will be very, very important. And that is must take today itself in this video. Such question generally comes in the examination and that is why I am taking the questions for 1 mark as well as for 4 marks, etc. That is why you see I am taking a very simple question related with the chain rule. Find dy upon dx. Find dy upon dx. I am taking because your examination is going on. Such questions are very important and generally the students commit the mistake in such questions. To find out the differentiation. Here it is given to find out dy upon dx only. Okay, let me differentiate, get the solution. This thing, x cube plus y cube, it will be equal to 3axy. Differentiate it with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. Very simple but very important question. How it is important? Because you see x to the power 3 plus y to the power 3 will be equal to 3axy. And I am just going to take the differentiation of this. D upon dx on both the sides we have to take. You take on both the sides the differentiation d upon dx x cube plus y cube. It will be equal to d upon this function. Okay, but thing is that you see x, we are going to differentiate it with respect to x, not with respect to y. Carefully, I told you, I discussed in the previous videos the differentiation of x to the power n, x to the power n minus 1. Okay, that will be 3, x to the power 3 minus 1 is 3. Once again you take the differentiation of y to the power 3, you see how you can take 3, same thing, y to the power 3 minus 1 is 2, but you must have to differentiate y once again, its differentiation will be dy upon dx. Because we are differentiating with respect to x, not with respect to y. It will be equal to, see carefully, 3a, that is a constant. My dear student, already I told you, same four properties we are using, which I discussed before starting differentiability. Product of two functions. First function you write as it is, differentiation of the second function, and second function you write as it is, and differentiation of the first function. First function is x, differentiation of y, plus y you write as it is, differentiation of x is 1. Okay? And it will be equal to what? 3x square plus, you see, I am taking the function having dy upon dx in one side. Okay, let me take 3y square dy upon dx. It will be equal to 3ax dy upon dx plus 3ay. Okay, and 3x dy upon dx we will take in the left side, and this one from left side to right side. 3y square dy upon dx minus 3ax dy upon dx will be equal to 3ay or minus 3x square. See carefully. And I will take dy upon dx common out of the bracket. You see, I am taking here dy upon dx. But what will be inside the bracket? 3y square. 3y square minus 3ax. 3ax will be equal to 3ay minus 3x square. Okay, then dy upon dx, which we are in need, it will be equal to 3ay minus 3x square upon 3y square minus 3ax. This will be its differentiation. But thing is that sometimes, just to create the confusion, you see, if negative sign you will take from here in the numerator, negative sign you will take here out of the bracket, it will be cancelled, then terms will be what? 3x square minus 3ay and 3ax minus 3y square, like that. Like that also you can write the answer. And very simple question. Dear students, that is why you see, I am taking the very important questions. I am just going to take another question which is also important and related with the differentiability of the function. I am discussing the very important questions. These questions are very important for you because so many methods are there to find out the solution of the question. But what method you are going to apply to find out the solution? Test question analysis. Discuss the differentiability of the function of fx. What is fx? Very important function. I am taking x and absolute value of x at x is equal to. Similar kind of question which just before discussed with you. That is a similar kind of question I am taking. Let me take the solution. As I told you, so many methods are there to find out the solution. F dash c will be equal to limit x tends to c f x minus fc. This thing you must have to keep in mind. I am using it is differentiable or not. Then what you will do? Left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative at what? 0. Let me take right hand derivative at x is equal to 0. Okay, let me take right hand derivative x tends to 0 and fx minus f0 x minus 0. Similar kind of thing which just before I told you, because we are taking at 0. Put x will be equal to 0 plus h. If x tends to 0, h tends to 0. Limit h tends to 0, f 0 plus h. I am using so that you will understand, because same procedure, same steps I am taking. I can take it directly. After defining the function, we will take x is less than 0 or greater than or equal to 0. That method also you can take. I will tell you, but before that I am taking this thing. Limit h tends to 0, fh minus f0 divided by h. Dear student, I am taking because these questions are very simple, which you feel difficult. In place of fx, in place of x you take h, here will be h, and absolute value of h minus 0 divided by h. You know, absolute value of h will be what? H. That is why in place of absolute value of h there will be h. H into h, h square upon h. H will be cancelled. Limit h tends to 0 and h. Take the limit. In place of h you will write 0. Its value will be 0. That is why dear student you see its value will be 0. Okay? Similarly you can take, here we have taken the right hand derivative. You can take the left hand derivative. In place of positive sign you take negative. Here also you take negative. See carefully. Here it will be negative. Okay? It is minus h. It will also be minus h. See carefully. It will be minus h and that will be negative h. Because in place of x you will take minus h and it will be minus h. See, absolute value of minus h is positive h. Negative sign will be cancelled by negative sign. Same thing you will get. It will be 0. What does it mean? Dear student, you got the value left hand derivative at x is equal to 0 is equal to right hand derivative at x is equal to 0. Both are equal. Both are equal. Left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative at 1. That is why function is differentiable. F is equal to x, absolute value of x is differentiable. Differentiable at x is equal to 0. What a simple question which you feel very difficult. But one more thing, I told you this method because similar kind of method I want to apply. You can take, you can change fx. Fx will be equal to what? It will be equal to x into x square. If x is greater than or equal to, if its value is greater than or equal to 0, if it is equal to x 0, then it will be positive. It will be positive, means x square. X, absolute value of x will be x into x means x square. Okay, next thing you take, it is what? X, and in place of absolute value of x will be negative, means x square. If condition is here, if x is less than 0. Like that you also can generate the function, means this value will be equal to this one. Similarly, same thing, here will be the right hand limit you will take left hand limit. When there will be the left hand limit, function will be this one. When there will be right hand limit, function will be this one. Similarly, you can find out whether the left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative or not. Like that you can solve the questions, my dear student. Today I discussed a number of questions, important questions which are very important even though for your competitive examination as well as for your CBSE forthcoming examination. I think all the steps are clear to you. My dear student, like my videos, subscribe my channel so that I shall be motivated. क्योंकि ह्यूमन बीइंग को मोटिवेशन तो चाहिए और मेरा तो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है, क्योंकि बहुत लंबे समय तक बच्चों के साथ रहा, यही कारण है कि मैंने अब वीडियो बना करके YouTube पे डालनी शुरू की है, जिससे बच्चे बेनिफिटेड होने चाहिए और मेरे साथ उनका कांटेक्ट भी रहना चाहिए। ठीक है, इन चीज़ों पे ध्यान देंगे, बेसिक कंसेप्ट पे ध्यान देंगे और समय समय पे मैं आपको गाइड भी करता रहता हूँ, उसके ऊपर भी आप लोग ध्यान देंगे, अच्छे अचीवमेंट। थैंक यू टू ऑल ऑफ यू।